All right, everyone, we're here to draft a one-day film festival lineup of one of our favorite filmmakers, the prolific, the profound Steven Spielberg. The rules are 5 movies. We cannot overlap. When a movie's picked, it's off the board to program a 5-movie one-day festival. So I have the first pick. Alex, there's a lot of good stuff here. Spielberg's filmography is very diverse of styles of movie. But I think we have to take not only the best Spielberg movie ever, but just one of the best, most seismic impact movies of all time, Jaws.
Yeah.
I have to take Jaws number 1.
Fair enough. I figured you would start with Jaws.
How could you not start with Jaws unless you're doing like I want the old man, old uncle movie era of Spielberg, like Saving Private Ryan. If you want just the most powerhouse Spielberg movie, it's Jaws by a mile.
I thought you were going to start with Jaws, which is why I'm going to start with Jurassic Park.
Okay, so you're taking my fear of nature theme, okay. You know what? I'm going to keep it in fear of what's beneath, and I'm going to pair it with fear from above, Close Encounters.
Ooh, very nice.
So I'm going Jaws and Close Encounters, right? Fear of the unknown,
right.
From on the planet, from out of the planet.
So I'm going with the first 2 days are futuristic science, actually. So I'm going to start with Jurassic Park and then go to Minority Report, which in recent years I have quite enjoyed, actually.
That movie's awesome. Like, I think we've kind of like, it's one of his
really
like
good.
forgotten movies. I love that one.
Hated it when I started watching.
If you're programming a Spielberg theme, Science Run Amok is one of his most fucking engorged elements of his filmography. All right, well, I'm going to go, let's see, for number 3, Jesus H. All right, I'm going to stick with the fear of the past. I'm going to go Temple of Doom, number 3.
Ooh, very nice.
I'm going Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, right? The fear of old, ancient mythologies.
I am going to transition mid-festival here, or mid-programming. Spielberg is a prolific historical filmmaker for me.
Right.
And my favorite that he's ever made is Munich. I fucking love Munich.
You do love Munich.
It's really good.
Like, unnaturally love Munich. It's a good movie.
Nobody talks about Munich. That's why I love it so much.
I feel like it's a movie you watch once and you go, that was pretty cool, and maybe you do like a scene breakdown here and there. There's just not a lot of days where I'm like, you know what I want to do? Watch Munich. Well, but you really love it. You're like a real evangelist of Munich, which I appreciate very much.
When it comes up, I do like to tell people it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. You know what?
Watch
okay.
it all the time.
I'm going to go. All right, number 4. I'm taking Fear of Americana, Duel.
Ooh, nice. I had a feeling you were going to go deep cut.
Fucking awesome movie. Just like a really incredible piece of filmmaking. I'm going Duel. I feel like I have a good theme coalescing here.
This is good.
So I want to keep that.
So I've transitioned to, I did the historical film. That's like the midpoint. That's like mid Spielberg.
Okay.
Like that's the sweet spot. I've got the Science Run Amok. I've got the sweet spot of the historical films. I'm going to throw one out there. I'm just going to say, we're going to go fantasy. I got to take Hook.
I knew you were going to, because
I was saying, it.
Maybe the fear of aging and the only thing that could save me is fucking hairspray and eyeliner. So I was thinking that Hook might be because honestly, I think we're two, if you listen to the pod, we are two huge proponents that we actually loved Hook. We were the right age. Remember getting the coconut sword and the multiple hook hand from Kmart?
Yep.
And I think it's fucking bullshit that in Spielberg's propaganda documentary, not the Fablemans, his Spielberg documentary, that he talks about how fucking Hook is just this abomination of a movie. That movie's exactly what it needs to be, even though it's very long. That's a good fucking pick, dude. I'm with you on that. All right, so here's where I'm torn, because I feel like I know what the best movies left are. But thematically, all right, so my final, I'm taking E.T. It's a movie that I didn't love as a kid, but that I love as an adult.
Right.
I feel like E.T. is this fear of your father leaving, you find friendship, but it's not approved friendship. E.T., it's like, yeah, my parents left me too, motherfucker, and all I'm doing is sitting here eating Skittles and healing you. And you're getting, we're getting hammered and kissing girls at school. There's a lot of small micro fears in E.T. that I think rounds out my lineup pretty well.
Right. Well, okay, I had a feeling you were going to pick E.T. to round out the lineup, so I'm going to pick the movie that really sets off an adventure for me, which is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's such a good one. You can't go wrong with the first 3 Indiana Jones only. Only the first.
You're talking about the only Indiana Jones films that were made?
Did they make others? Yeah,
Yes.
I must have fucking
must
missed
have
that.
blacked-
I know
must have
I'm
blacked out.
busy now. I have my own children. I think Spielberg, you know what's awesome? I think you could have gotten at least 2 more really good festivals out of what's left of, like, neither of us picked Saving Private Ryan.
There's no bad festival to program Steven Spielberg movies with.
His historical journey movie, that could be its own thing.
Oh,
Spielberg is the fucking man we love and worship at the altar of Steven Spielberg. Let us know what festival lineup you would have programmed and which of our festivals you would most like to attend.